I've got some great juicing preparation tips for you today. You're going to learn to juice like the pros. I've got some good insider tips for you. So what I'm going to do is show you all the steps that you go through in the process of making a juice. And you get to where it is so fast and so easy. And I actually have like a juicing station set up. So I'm going to go through each step with you so you know exactly what to do and why to do it. The first step is to choose what produce that you're going to juice that day. I always like to have some greens, vegetables, and fruit. Usually I don't have this much fruit. Today I had a lot of apples that I went crazy with the Honey Crisps. Those are my favorite apples. And they were starting to get a little wrinkly, so I needed to use up on my apples. You'll hear me say that a lot, that I'm really good at not throwing stuff out, and I'll make some of the strangest combinations just to use it all up. So today I have a whole bowl full of cut apples and some celery. And I usually don't cut up my round apples, but because they were getting a little wrinkly, or not my round apples, my small apples, like these small ones right here can fit right in the juicer, but some of them had a few brown spots and I threw those out, put them in the compost, and I wanted to make sure they were all in really good shape, and these are all the ones that are in great shape. And the big ones are too big to fit in the mouth of the juicer. I have the Mega Mouth, which I love, with this big 3-inch mouth, but some of the apples are even bigger than those, so I cut them in quarters just so they fly in. The idea is to have all your produce cleaned, cut, and ready to fit in the juicer so you don't even have to think. I also have some baby carrots. These are everything's organic. Almost everything is organic. Baby carrots, and I have ginger. Now, that's a lot of ginger. This will probably create 3 quarts of juice, which I like this much ginger, but if you're new to ginger and you don't want it so strong, just use that little bit right there. I peel some of the peel off just to make it easier for my blender or juicer. And with the lemon, I like ginger and lemon in almost every single juice. If it's organic, I leave the rind on. If it's not organic, like this one today, I couldn't find organic, I just leave some of the white pithy part on because there's a lot of nutrition there, and I cut off the yellow rind. I don't eat all, you'll hear me talk about organic all the time, and there's a million reasons why we want to eat organic. I don't eat all organic. If I'm out with friends or out in a restaurant or go to someone's house, I'll eat whatever they're cooking. I'm not one of those fanatics who say, oh, I eat only organic. And sometimes my produce isn't all organic, but I do make an attempt because organic produce does not have pesticides, herbicides, fungicides, all kinds of poisons sprayed on them. They don't have synthetic fertilizers. They're clean, they're pure, and they're not going to cause disease in your body. That's why I eat organic. Okay. Oh, my flash just went off. Also, I have kale stems. I always save my stems. This was my final harvest of kale, so I was cutting all the tops of the plants off and then taking the leaves off. So I have a lot of stems like this, and you'll see I have a whole bag. That will make about a cup of green juice in this juice. So I always have a bag going in my refrigerator with kale stems because we have a lot of kale in our salads and kale chips. This was a big batch of kale chips. I made 9 sheets of kale chips last night, and that's why I have all these stems. I also have my final radish harvest. Now, my radishes weren't really big this year. I got them in a little bit late. This was actually my first year of growing them. So I have a lot of these little stems, like they didn't turn into full radishes, and I ate a lot of the full-size radishes. But these have a great taste. These are about almost 6 or 7 days old, and they're just still fresh and vibrant, no slime, no ick. So I've been eating them in salads, and I'm putting them in smoothies, and I cut, like I said, all the radishes off. Here's what I just took off the final ones, because, let me put that down here. I had quite a few this size. Let me focus. There we go. Quite a few of the big size ones, and I ate them all. But I had all these little ones. But boy, you'd pop those in a salad, and you just get this burst of flavor. I'll tell you, I've never been a big radish fan. But since I'm doing a lot of juicing for the liver, I'm using, these are good for cleaning the liver. They just have a different taste. Just so fresh and, you know, good spicy freshness to them. So I'm saving these for my salad later tonight. So that's what I'm picking. You pick, get everything clean, cut, prepared for the size of your juicer. Some of them have only a 1 or 1.5 inch opening. Some of these smaller juicers. So you have to cut your produce quite a bit smaller, but it also juices slower, which oxidizes your juice less, which means you'll have more nutrition than one of these. I'll be getting one of the slow speed juicers soon. They have quite a few great ones out. And I'm excited to be getting that because with this faster juicer like this one, the high speed, the Omega Mega Mouth, and I'll have a link down below if you want to get one of these, you're going to lose more nutrition, and it shoots some of the produce out the back in the collection cup. With the slower juicers, you have vertical and horizontal ones, they go slower and they oxidize less, like I said, and you're going to get a lot more green juice out of things like these stems and these greens. But you still get good juice out of them in this one. So that's what you do, step number 1. Now 2, you get your juicer prepared, and I always put a bag, I save these bags in the kitchen all the time, in the collection cup right here, so you can just pull the bag out. You don't even have to wash this, or at least just rinse it out. Then that goes into the compost, and have a good sized cup here to catch the juice. You haven't lived till you've forgotten to put the juice cup here, and juice has sprayed all over your counter. Yes, I've done it. And then once you get this full and you want to go pour it in your bowl, have a little dish at the side so you can just stick it under so it doesn't drip all over your counter. So then you make your juice, fill up your cup, and you bring it over to a bowl. And I have 2 bowls sitting here. I probably don't need it for this size juice. I might go into the second bowl. I don't usually filter my juice and take out the pulp. But some people like that. They just like a pure, non-pulpy juice. I don't mind having some of it because I'm not on a juice fast. This is just juice I make every morning, and I leave the pulp in. So that's just an option for you if you want to have that. And then lastly, I give it a good stir, taste it, and make sure, always taste it, make sure it's good. And it's, you know, something that you know you'll drink for the next day or 2. And then I only use glass jars. I don't care for the plastic. And I prefer the plastic lids instead of the metal ones that you come, you know, with the canning process. These are just nice. They're easier and faster. And I'll put my juice in, fill it to the top, put my lid on, throw it in the refrigerator, have a nice glass, and I have juiced for the day. So that's your whole process. Pretty straightforward. And when I store it, I actually store them on my, I'm not going to show you my oven because it's such a mess. I'm getting prepared for Thanksgiving. But I leave on the stove top, I leave this bowl inside of this one. I leave this upside down. And I leave this like this. I mean, literally like that. And I leave one more big bowl. Oh yeah, I usually have a bigger metal bowl that's filled with stuffing stuff right now. Under this, so I have 3 bowls stacked. The one that I put the produce in, the 2 for juicing, the collection cup, and the sieve. I keep them all on my stove. And I keep my juicer right here by my sink. And I'm right next to my Vitamix. So I never put it away. I don't move it away. I want it in the high traffic area of my kitchen. So anytime I want to make a juice, it's right there, ready to go, cleaned, assembled, with the bag in there. So that's my juicing preparation tips for today. You can now juice like a pro. Hope you enjoyed this. Drop down in the comments section. Let me know if you have other tips on how to streamline your juicing process that would help me and all our viewers. We'd sure appreciate that. I appreciate you being here. I'm really enjoying this journey of sharing my gardening and my juicing and all my food prep with you. Thank you so much for being with me. Give a thumbs up as always if you like the video. Share it with your friends and remember to subscribe. I have a lot of great videos coming out for you to share with you this next season. And all winter long we'll be doing winter sowing, planting seeds in the snow, growing seedlings, growing inside, all the way up till next season. All right, love you guys. Bye.